Morning, everybody. So going back to recap Saturday's game, obviously a huge win. They're all special, as I told the players afterwards. And what we wanted to do from going back to even the week before was not let that loss linger. The tough road loss to Ball State. I was so proud of the guys, how they came in Sunday and for workouts and treatment, and from Monday on, it was just no excuses. Let's get better. I thought we had a really, really good week of practice. Really proud of our fans and all of the people that showed up for an early kick. I thought we had a great crowd. Really proud of them, and obviously it just wasn't just the first game. And I think that's going to grow. I think we'll have for homecoming, here in a couple weeks against La Tech will be a big deal. So from the game, really, really proud of the defense, how they started. Played really well, got put in some bad spots a couple times and really played well. I think we wore down a little bit at the end of the game. But they played well when we need them, had some really, really big takeaways, did a really good job against Coastal, who had the option attack, had all their different speed sweeps and motions. And, probably I'll take the blame for one of the last drives. I think we probably were a little soft in coverage, and that was probably my fault. Offensively, we had the really good start, played well, took advantage of some turnovers that the defense gave them back in Coastal's territory and got touchdowns out of that. And then really had a really great drive at the end of the game when we need to kind of go up by 2 scores. Just a really, really, really good drive. We want to work on 1st and 10. I think we had some issues with that. We were looking for more consistency, and special teams were really good, minus a turnover. We got to protect the ball, and we had a low kick on our PAT field goal that got blocked. So, but overall, was really pleased with special teams. Ball security is always important. We got to get that kick up a little bit. Looking ahead to this week, got a really big test going to North Texas, playing them at their place. They're leading the conference, and I think almost every offensive category. I know they're the top offense in our whole conference. They've got weapons everywhere. They got the back that's leading the conference. They've got a quarterback that can throw it around, huge offensive line. And then defensively, they're playing really well. They've had two tough games in a row with really good opponents. But I know Coastal Trail's doing a really good job there, and we're expecting a battle. So we need to correct little mistakes. I think our effort and our passion is there. We're playing really hard, but we've got to correct these little mistakes as we go into conference play. And as I always say, everybody's 0-0 right now. So big week for us. We got an open date next week, which will come at a really good time. But we need to really go play well this week. All right?
What did you learn about your team from Saturday? I know you started out pretty strong, and then it kind of got close there at the end.
Yep.
But what do you take away from that?
Well, I think we're learning something every game. I think when you and I talked about the fact that normally you're looking at about 60 guys that have been in some form of a college football, big time college football game. You bring in your 20 freshmen, maybe some junior college guys. We looked out there, and 70 to 75 of our guys, that was their first college football game against Alabama A&M. Then it was their first real road game. They're not riding in school buses to games, whether it's junior college or high school. They're taking a flight. They handled it well. Obviously we had adversity at Ball State. We learned from that. And then it was, what does practice look like? What does practice look like after a tough loss? I thought they did a really good job of that. And then here's the next thing for us. It's not over till it's over. And I don't think anybody quit or anything like that, but, there was just a little bit of relaxation. And there is no relaxation until it's over. So I think every week we're learning something. It's always good to learn something with a win. Anytime you can get the win and still learn, that's what we want. We had our meeting this morning where we watched the film, and I think they probably thought we lost because it was tough, and that's just, we tell them all the time, that's how we're going to coach, that's how we're going to play. Everything counts, everything's important. But they're handling that well, and of course I like teaching these lessons after wins. Oh, I think people are starting to see what kind of runner he is. He is a really good athlete. When that pocket collapses, which we've got to do a better job, protecting, even though I think the offensive line did a good job. You've always got that ability to scramble, and then you've got zone read. So whether we're in 3 backs or 1 back, you've got to take care of the quarterback, and he's got the ability to hurt you if you don't.
Having the experience of having an earlier road game this this season. How do you think that's going to affect the team, especially when going into a conference game? How do you think it's going to positively affect them having that experience?
Yeah, I think when we set this up, that was one of the things we were thinking about, was the fact that we needed to go play in a hostile environment against a good team when, as we get into conference play. And you can talk about it, but, that's one of the things you don't do. You don't put guys on the road and put them in a hotel, and there's just no way to get ready for a road game or a hostile crowd till you do it. And so, we have now been in that setting. And I've always talked about it. I think we've always been a good road team because, we're still – the details we have at home, we try and keep them on the road, but they've got to go experience it. And I think for us, hopefully that'll be something that helps us.
You've got several guys getting carries at running back. How big is that for your offense to not have to give one guy the ball 30 times?
Yeah, I think as we find guys to step up, those carries change and guys get better and better. And obviously Spencer is starting to get more carries, but we want to have 3 and 4 guys that can carry the load, and I think that's what you're seeing. And these guys all work hard at practice, and they all bring a little different skill set, whether it's pass protection or catching the ball out of the backfield. I think all that and that all going together makes for better competition. And then you're not so worried if one guy gets an ankle or whatever. I think it just the depth is huge. Oh my gosh! I mean, offensively, they are unbelievably talented, and I think you've got a head coach that was a really good offensive coordinator. They've got an offensive coordinator that's used to slinging it all over the field. Their quarterback is, he's one of the best I've seen. He's not a big guy, but he has got a laser for an arm and just stays alive. He's got good feet. They're really, really big up front, but athletic. Their running back is the top guy in the conference right now, I think, from yards rushing. So they can run the ball, they can throw the ball, they can spread you. They're horizontal, they're vertical. And they gave Iowa all they wanted. They led at halftime and had every chance to win that game, and then we got to go to their place. So it's going to be tough, and they do a really good job defensively. So this is just a real quality opponent, and then going to their place too. No, I think if it can ratchet up, it ratchets up, because it's conference play, so that's what you want. We want to get through these 3 games. We would love to be 3-0, but we're the next closest thing. And now it is, wherever we were 3-0 or 0-3, it's 0-0 in conference play, and they're all going to have a life of their own. And we're going to have to fight our tails off every single week. But right now, this is all we're focused on. So I think it does raise some, if that's possible.
All right.
Okay, guys. Thank y'all.
We have Fitzgerald Mulford, linebacker. We'll put